12 Days.
Yep.
A UK beer. This is the one you want to go and see.
This is the one that I want to visit when we're over in Europe next year.
Yes.
They were founded in 1849.
Mm-hmm.
They still use a lot of the original equipment and fittings in the original. They've got more than one site where they brew. The original site that they brew at, they've got a lot of the original equipment there, like the old grain bins and things like that.
Is that like a museum? It'd have to be like a museum.
It's still an active brewery, like they still brew there.
Yeah, but they'd have like a museum where they'd have all that old equipment.
It's not a big brewery, so it would have been sized at the time just to deliver to pubs around it.
Well, I don't know. Interesting when we're watching that. So we watch a lot of Tasting History.
With Max Miller.
But we were also watching the other one recently about the pubs in England. And they were talking about the ale houses and the history of beer, actually. And it's such an interesting series. So I think the next one is coming up shortly. Yeah. I like watching series.
Well, a lot of people brewed at home, and some people.
Well, everyone brewed at home.
Well, some people were better at it than others.
Yeah.
So they take grain and swap them grain for beer. Interesting
enough, we're living in the wrong age. Yeah. You know that because interesting enough, they drank beer all the time because they couldn't drink the water.
Yeah, but they also used their grain more than one time, so they'd have a first run.
Yeah.
Which is your stronger beers. They were the beers you drink at night.
At night.
Then you have your second run,
which is lunch.
They're the mid-strengths.
Yep.
And then you have your third run,
which is breakfast. Yeah. They actually drank beer at breakfast time.
And
legally.
And while they were out in the fields working.
Yeah.
And driving carts and horses.
I know.
But because it was only probably around 1% alcohol.
Yeah.
But it was perfectly acceptable.
Yeah, and it was interesting how...
Bring back those rules.
When you brew, like so they were all home brewers in those days.
Yeah.
So they're home brewed.
I wonder what would happen if you took a 0 alcohol beer to work and cracked it open at lunchtime.
Well, I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
I suppose it's not alcohol.
It's not.
Yeah. But what I found is interesting is that everyone was a home brewer.
Yeah.
And they used, obviously they didn't have hops because hops didn't come into, do you remember? Hops didn't come into play until the 1600s?
No, 1600s.
1600s.
Yeah,
so hops didn't come into that play. So before that, they were actually brewing grits. Grits.
I am Groot.
So we're going to actually do some of those ourselves.
Yeah.
Just to try it. But yeah, they would do.
They'd use whatever was growing in the fields at the time. So whether it was like a nettle or a milkweed or something like that, they'd throw that in. And a lot of those, and this is where the temperance movement stuffed things up for us. The temperance movement, which was against alcohol.
Yeah.
So they said, we want to ban alcohol consumption, full stop, because it was against Jesus.
And yet the church was the biggest brewers.
Yeah. Well, the monks were.
The monks were, and the churches were. I mean, they drank it all the time. So they drank it morning, noon and night.
The temperance movement stopped people from drinking alcohol, but the thing is, that was part of their diet.
Yeah.
So they would...
Because they couldn't drink the water.
Yeah, they would brew in the cask. Or they would brew, they'd ferment in the cask, and when they got down to the bottom, those cask dregs would then go into things like soups and stews and they're full of vitamins and minerals, vitamin B especially.
Hence why we have Vegemite in Australia.
And it's a great hangover cure.
It is a great hangover cure.
Barocca. Barocca in warm water.
I know, but that's a super, super interesting. Yeah. I will find out for next time what the name of that series is, and you have to watch it because it was really, really interesting about it was about beer in England and its history. And I find that fascinating. It was very fascinating.
Yeah.
The fact that they actually had beer at breakfast.
Yeah.
Great.
Because it was better than the water. It was boiled, so it got rid of all the microbes. They could have just boiled the water.
Well, how did she describe it? She said the water in London was...
Oh, the water in the Thames.
It was...
everyone washed in it.
Poisonous.
Bathed in it. It was foul. It was putrid.
Yeah, but I'll find out that series again. We'll have to find that and we'll
post it in the description.
We will, because it's a really, really interesting history of beer. They actually brewed one, didn't they?
Yeah.
It's a black beer.
It was
It was a black beer because they don't have...
because they didn't have pale malts at that stage.
Yes.
So the part of the malting process, to finish the malting process, they would, like I said before, they would kiln it. They usually lay it out and have a fire underneath it to heat it up to stop the malting process, so to stop the seeds from sprouting.
Right.
And that would darken the colour of the seeds, and that's where we get these dark beers from now.
Mm.
So pale malts didn't come in, and I said this in the pale ale tasting, until much later when they used a high carbon coke, which didn't darken the malts as much, and they could control the heat a lot.
Coke, you mean coal, like...
Well, coking coal, yeah. It's a specific type of coal, yeah.
A burning substance.
Yeah, not Coca-Cola.
No.
Yeah. But it was high in carbon, so it burned differently and it didn't darken the malts as much. Yeah. So that's when we started getting the paler beers.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get down to
so this one.
London.
Yes.
Now we're heading over to London, and we've been to Czechoslovakia. Yeah. We're going to the UK.
To London.
Is it London?
Hook Norton is a little village, and that's the name of the brewery.
Oh, okay. It's actually the name of the village.
Hook Norton Brewing.
Yeah.
And again, they had an interesting history in that it changed hands within the same family, and then another investor came in, and it's always been Hook Norton Brewery. They're the largest independent brewer in England today.
Oh, right.
So it's still family owned.
Yeah.
They're up to their 5th or 6th generation.
Yeah. Cool. Well, this is a lot heavier, this one.
Yeah. This is 5.5.
This is 5.5.
Yep.
Wow. This is a lot of beer in this one. See, this is the first of our porters.
Yes, this is a porter.
Okay. I just noticed that.
Yep.
So, a lyrical sweetness. So, we're going to be tasting a bit of sweetness in this one.
So, and again, a slightly bigger bottle.
With a lot more alcohol.
Yeah, and being that it is a bigger bottle with more alcohol, it's actually 2.2 standard drinks. It's
not dark. It's not a black beer.
No, it's a mid-brown.
Yeah. Well, according to this chart, it would be classed as a brown.
Yeah. Because
it's not even a dark brown. You can see through it.
You can smell that straight away. Oh my God.
It's got a good head. Like, that's a real foamy, fluffy head. I wouldn't go mist-like, but I would certainly go, it's very fluffy.
Again, ruby in colour, low carbonation, not nearly as much.
Oh, there's hardly anything, is there?
Yeah,
low carbonation or slow, a fluffy head. It's hard to tell what sort of brilliance is. I suppose when you look at it, it's actually, compared to the last one, compared to the Monteith, which we could not see through.
No.
You can see through it. The gold, the
that's possibly even a little bit
color.
lighter than the old.
Yeah, it's actually, and it's quite brilliant, isn't it? It's there's actually
very clear. There's a lot of clarity.
Well, the head retention's not too bad. I would call it moderate. Would you? 15 to 60 seconds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let's go for the aroma.
Oh my God.
You've already done it, the aroma. Oh.
I was getting fruit off that straight away.
Yeah.
Sultanas and plums and those dark fruits. So it's almost like a plum pudding in a glass.
Close, yeah.
There
is a lot of... It is quite fruity.
There's some spiciness in there, some cloves maybe.
I'm hardly getting any malt. Like, I'm not getting any breads or caramels or chocolates or... A lot of fruit, yeah. Would you say fig? The fruit, like, I can smell fruit. It's not citrus.
No.
It's definitely not citrus. It's either plum or fig or... I don't think it's plum. It's not raisin. It hasn't got that raisin sweetness.
It's got that...
Like, there's no smell. The sweetness is not there. In the smell.
It's got that Christmas vibe.
Oh, I can taste the raisin, but...
Yeah.
Like, it's that rummy... not rummy, and that raisiny... Well, actually, you could say even that you get that sort of rummy...
Yeah.
brown sugary taste.
Oh yeah, brown sugar, dark sugar.
The dark brown sugars, that because there is sweetness, although there is the astringent as well, but that's very mild. The body is just smooth.
Yeah.
Like it's very smooth.
It just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah. Carbonation low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very easy to drink. Very dangerous to drink.
Balance and drinkability. Desirable or undesirable?
Desirable. I like it. Like I said, it's my new favourite porter.
Oh, what was that I just caught? Put that under your tongue.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I get it now.
What is that? I mean, your tongue has got... So your sweetness is already in the front.
We've got sweetness, bitterness.
So
there's different areas of the tongue.
It's the tongue that has your senses, the different senses.
Yeah.
And that under your tongue, you get that... what is it? Like it's not sweet, but it's not... Oh, it's really quite unusual. Not horrible, like it's not horrible taste. It's just hard to describe.
You know what it reminded me of? And it may not be an apt description, but you know those salty plums that you like?
Oh, yeah.
A very, very, very watered down version of that.
Oh, yeah.
I hate them. I can't stand them. But watered down like that, it's quite nice.
Yeah.
That's what I got. That's what it reminded me of as soon as I... Like I got it under the
tongue
and then swallowed.
And the fact that we're getting a bit of salt in it, like that salty...
Not extreme, but just on that aftertaste.
The aftertaste, yeah. And now even I'm getting in my mouth now that, what would you call it? Smoky?
Yeah.
Smoky.
Okay.
That smoky taste.
I'm not getting a lot of smokiness, but that might just be me.
Yeah, I think sometimes you just got to let it sit in your mouth. Like you have a drink and then just let it sit and then let your senses do its thing. It's very drinkable.
Oh yeah. It is chronically drinkable at 5.5%. You could
It's not a session.
It's not a session beer, but you could just sit there and drink it. It's very easy to drink. It's
raisins.
Yeah.
It is exactly what I'm getting.
It's got raisins, yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting the raisins. It's just the more I drink it now, it's more you can taste it coming through, raisins and black currant and that sort of and smokiness.
It does strongly remind me of Christmas pudding.
Yeah. Okay.
Like it hasn't got the lemon peel and that in it, but it's got all of the spices.
Is like what I hate.
But it's got the spices and the dark fruit and the
so
dark
are you
sugar.
getting into that cinnamon? Because there's like in Christmas pudding there's cinnamon.
Well, more clove for me. More clove
like that,
than cinnamon, but yeah.
You're getting clove in it, okay. Actually, yeah, you're probably right. We've done that before. Remember we pulled out the spices and went, oh yeah, that definitely smells like that.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
That's the clove.
Definitely. Clove and raisins. Where's the raisins? Go and get the raisins. Oh, that's a bit hard to tell, isn't it?
Take one out.
If you get your nose away from the...
Break it open and...
Taste wise, yeah. You can definitely taste it's raisin. Is that raisins?
Yeah, that's raisins.
Yeah, you try it. You can taste that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely got raisin. That raisin, clove.
No, I'm not getting that in it.
No, that's
cinnamon.
very sweet.
No.
But yeah, I would go definitely that raisin,
that's
cloves.
like socks.
Didn't get any nuts, but that's interesting. Like even eating that raisin, you can. It's almost like it's identical taste.
It's still got a bit of the raisin in your mouth, and you drink that, and
So it's the same taste. Yeah. That was actually really cool, and definitely I'm starting to get my taste buds and my senses. The more we're doing this,
dialed in.
Yeah, I'm starting to really
recognise the flavours and the smells.
Which is what, because you've been doing this for a long, long, long time compared to me.
But yeah, mostly with whiskies.
Yeah.